Hi there, Michael Eskin with another ABC Transcription Tools demo. I wanted to address a concern, I guess, that I hear from people sometimes about the tool, and that's that the PDF file sizes are really big. And they're right, they are. They're really big. And the reason they're really big is that there isn't an open source JavaScript library that can go directly from the SVG representation, which is a vector representation of the music that ABC.js uses, to PDF vectors. So as a result, I have to rasterize. Effectively, I'm creating a giant JPEG image of the notation, and I'm putting it on the page. But I did want to show you a way you can get around this if file size really is a concern for you and you're willing to give up some of the features of my tool, like table of contents and that sort of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up a set of tunes here. Maybe, let's say, we'll bring in those tunes we've been using a lot recently, this set of 11 reels. And I'm going to create a normal tunebook with this, with PDF, export PDF, configure tunebook features, and we'll put in title pages and all that stuff. And we'll go ahead and generate this PDF file. Okay, so it's about 2 megabytes for those 11 tunes. There's 1.984 megabytes for those 11 tunes. Now, in my opinion, in the modern age, 2 megabytes for 11 tune PDF tunebook is no big deal because, I mean, our phones have terabytes of storage in them now. But for some people, this is a hot button issue. So I wanted to show you a couple of ways you can get that file size down. One is you can reduce the PDF quality. I set it pretty high. 0.5 is really quite high. You could zoom in about 300 or 400%. It would still look nice. But for example, if you take that down to 0.5 and go ahead and generate the same, tunebook, and we'll take a look at the difference in the file size. And you can see that's 1.236. So it's gone down by about 40%. If you really don't care about now, it's still a pretty high quality image. I mean, look at those tunes. We can still zoom in, quite a bit, and they still look pretty good. You can even take it down lower, 0.25. Things are going to get a little bit rough at 0.25. These are essentially JPEG compression settings. So if you've ever used like Photoshop and saved out a file, you have to pick up JPEG compression, and 1.0 is the best. So 0.25 is pretty low. And now we're down to 510 kilobytes, and I mean, it's still quite usable, but if we zoom in, you can see it's starting to get a little blurry. Actually quite blurry. So I wouldn't use 0.25 except for maybe draft. 0.4 isn't bad. So I've done, like when I do the really, really big tune books, 0.4 seems to be a sweet spot for really big tune books where you want to get the file size down. But if that's still too big for you, you can use the browser's print function itself to be able to create a PDF that's much, much smaller, because unlike JavaScript, which is unable to actually create the vector version of the PDF, the browser is, because it's not limited to what it can run in JavaScript. It can run native code. So if I go to the browser's own print, and then I use save as PDF, I'm going to go find that file. I believe it's going to be in downloads. Well, interestingly, that ended up being bigger than my low quality one, but it is a vector representation of it. So if we zoom in, we should be able to zoom in infinitely. Actually, I was kind of surprised that it was bigger than the low quality rasterized version of it. But this can be really handy for very large tune books. So for example, if I were to bring in, let's say a really large tune book, let's say 100 plus tunes. Let's do that. We'll bring in like the CCE tune book. So this is, I think this is like 116 tunes, something like that. Let's see. Okay, 116 tunes. Now, if I were to output this using my rasterizer, it'd probably be 50 megabytes, but we'll go ahead and do the Chrome's native PDF export. We'll just call it test. And now if we go find that file, 6 megabytes for 116 tunes. Okay. Now here's the limitations. No table of contents, no title page, no indexing, no hyperlinks, nothing. But you do get the tunes, and they are of extremely high quality because they are vectors. Okay. So if you don't really care about having some of the more advanced features, if you just want a very small, very high quality version of a tune or a set of tunes, definitely use the browser print functionality, print to PDF functionality. You'll find it to be extremely efficient. I wish I could do what it does inside JavaScript, but it simply isn't possible these days. So anyway, just wanted to pass that along. I've heard this concern from some people about the file sizes. Again, I wish I could do something about it, but I can't. Right now, there just simply isn't anything available in open source JavaScript that would let me get those file sizes down to what's possible in the browser. But I can assure you, once something like that is available, I will incorporate it into the tool, but who knows when that'll be.